A grizzly tore his scalp loose, and his own men robbed him and buried him alive, and 6 weeks later he crawled into that fort on a broken leg, still breathing. What kept that man crawling was not courage, brother, it was something uglier than that. And the day he finally set it down is where this whole story turns. 1823. A fur brigade pushing up the Missouri River, and the best tracker walking point was a hard, quiet old man named Hugh Glass. That August morning he was scouting out ahead of the party, alone in a thicket along the Grand River, doing the dangerous work nobody else ever wanted. He pushed on through the thick brush and came face to face with a mother grizzly and her 2 cubs, and she did not hesitate for one single heartbeat. She came down on him like a landslide out of nowhere, and by the time the other men got to him, that bear had opened him up clear from his shoulder to his hip. Scalp torn loose, throat punctured, leg snapped, ribs showing through his back. The men killed that bear and then stood there waiting for him to die. He should have died inside that hour, and every man standing right there had seen enough dying to know it. But he just kept on breathing anyway. They carried him on a litter for days through rough country, and he would not go. That refusal, right there, is the whole man, brother. The captain finally offered hard money to any 2 men who would stay behind, sit with him until he died, and bury him properly. Only 2 hands went up for that money, a grown man named John Fitzgerald and a boy of about 19 who most historians believe was young Jim Breger. They sat right there with him for 5 whole days and nights while he refused to finish dying. 5 long, cold days of watching a dead man just keep on breathing in and out. Then Fitzgerald spooked. A war party out on the ridge, winter coming on, and a corpse that would not cooperate. So he made his choice. They took his rifle, his knife, his tomahawk, and his fire kit. Every single thing a man needs to stay alive out there. Then they rode. They caught the brigade and told them he was dead and buried, and he was neither one. He was lying in a shallow scrape of dirt, still breathing. Picture waking up into that. No fire, no gun, nobody coming, a broken leg, and 200 miles of empty country between you and any help. Most men lie right down there, and that is not weakness at all. That is arithmetic. And the arithmetic said plain that Hugh Glass was already a dead man. Here is the part that nobody ever tells you about Hugh Glass. He did not get up and walk out of that place. He crawled out of it. The old accounts say he set his own broken leg, wrapped himself up in that bear hide, and started dragging himself slowly east toward the only fort he knew of. 1 mile a day, brother, elbows and 1 good knee, through grass that cut him and hard country that did not care one bit whether he made it. He ate whatever he could reach, berries, roots, insects, snakes, and once a buffalo calf the wolves had killed and left lying in the grass. And every single morning out there he said the same 2 names to himself, Fitzgerald and Breger, and that rage was the engine that dragged him 1 more mile. Some Lukota riders found him out there and helped him, patched up what they could, and put him in a hide boat headed on down the Missouri toward the fort. 6 weeks after that bear opened him up, Hugh Glass crawled through the gate of Fort Kiowa, and the men there thought they were looking at a ghost. Now you would think that would be the end of it. Man survives, man gets his whole story told, roll the credits, and no, that is not close to the end. Because he did not crawl those 200 hard miles just to live, brother. He crawled every foot of it to kill 2 men, and the second he could stand, he went looking. He found the boy first, up at a fort on the Yellowstone, 19 years old, and every reason in the world to die that day. Glass stood there and looked at that kid a long, long time, and then the man who crawled 200 miles on pure hate just let him walk away alive. Then he tracked Fitzgerald down to an army post. But that man had enlisted, and killing a soldier meant Glass himself would swing for it. So he took back his rifle, said his piece to the man, and rode out. And both men lived, and the thing he crossed a whole wilderness to do, he never did. Here is the thing I want you to sit with, brother. The rage got him across the ground, but setting that rage down is what bought him every year after. Men like us know both halves of that one. The anger that keeps you upright at first, and the way it will surely eat you alive if you feed it forever. Some days staying sober is not walking and it is not standing. It is one elbow in front of the other, 1 hour, and calling that a win. Nobody is coming out here to carry you, brother, and that is the hard part. But it is also the free part, because it means the win belongs to you alone. They buried Hugh Glass in a shallow grave out there, and he crawled right back out of it. So you are not further gone than a man already lying down in his own grave, brother. So, crawl, if crawling is all you have got today. New story every Monday morning for Men in the Fight. Subscribe, and I'll see you out there.